Let me ask you something. If someone walked up to you right now and said, "Here, take this brand new Android phone, completely free, best one on the market," and you're an iPhone user, would you take it? Most of you said no. And that's actually really interesting because it's not about the phone anymore. Something else is going on inside your brain. And today, we're going to find out exactly what that is. We're talking about identity, fear, status, belonging, and habits so deep they feel like part of who you are. This isn't about which phone is better. This is pure psychology. Let's get into it. Here's a question psychologists have studied for years. Why do people feel personally attacked when you criticize something they own? Think about it. Have you ever told an iPhone user that Android is better and watched them get defensive, like you insulted them personally? There's a reason for that. A psychologist named Hazel Marcus found that people tie their possessions to their sense of self. Your phone isn't just a tool. Over time, it becomes part of who you are. Apple figured this out a long time ago. They don't sell you a phone, they sell you a personality. Think different. Shot on iPhone. They're not talking about features, they're talking about you, the kind of person you are. So when someone says switch to Android, your brain doesn't hear try a different device. It hears stop being who you are. And that feels threatening. That's why loyal iPhone users don't just prefer their phone, they identify with it. Now let's talk about fear. Two psychologists named Kahneman and Tversky discovered something wild about the human brain. Losing something feels about twice as painful as gaining something feels good. Read that again. Losing hurts more than winning feels good. So when an iPhone user thinks about switching, what do they think about? Everything they'd lose. Their photos, their apps, their iCloud, their AirDrop, their iMessage, 5 years of muscle memory. The way their thumb already knows exactly where everything is without thinking. That all feels like a massive loss. And Apple knows this. That's not an accident. iMessage, iCloud, AirDrop, these features are designed to make leaving feel painful. Each one is like a chain, a comfortable chain, but still a chain. And then there's the money already spent. Hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars on Apple products over the years. Switching now would feel like admitting all of that was a mistake. Psychologists call this the sunk cost fallacy. You keep going not because it's the best choice, but because you've already invested so much. Here's the one that might surprise you. Humans are tribal. We have been for thousands of years. We want to belong to groups, and we will do a lot to stay in those groups. A psychologist named Henry Tajfel showed that people define themselves by the groups they belong to, and they protect those groups fiercely. Now think about iMessage, blue bubble, green bubble. If you've ever been in a group chat and one person's texts showed up green, you know the feeling. There's a subtle shift, a small moment of separation. That's not just a feature, that's tribal psychology playing out on your phone screen. For teenagers especially, having an iPhone isn't about specs, it's about belonging. Studies have shown that in many social circles, especially among young people, an iPhone is social currency. Showing up with an Android can feel like showing up in the wrong uniform. Nobody wants to feel like an outsider, so they stay. Let's be honest about something. A lot of people buy iPhones because of what it signals to others. An economist named Thorstein Vleben wrote about this over 100 years ago. He said people buy certain products not just to use them, but to show others where they stand. In many parts of the world, pulling out an iPhone says something. It says, I can afford this. I have taste. I'm doing okay. Switching to an Android, even a really good, expensive one, can feel like a step down. Not because it is, but because of what people might think. And here's a small detail that says everything. For years, the Apple logo on the back of a MacBook faced outward, toward other people, not toward the person using it. Think about that. The logo wasn't for you. It was for everyone watching you. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Psychologist Leon Festinger discovered something called cognitive dissonance. It's the mental discomfort you feel when facts don't match what you already believe, and your brain hates that feeling. So it gets rid of it. How? By ignoring or dismissing information that contradicts what you already think. So when an iPhone user sees a video showing how Android does something better, their brain quietly says, that doesn't matter, or yeah, but, or Apple still has better security. They're not lying. Their brain is genuinely filtering the information to protect their self-image. And here's the honest truth. Android users do the exact same thing. This isn't an Apple thing. This is a human thing. We all do it. And understanding it is the first step to thinking more clearly about any decision in life. Last one. Think about how you use your phone right now. The way your thumb moves to close an app. The way you swipe to take a screenshot. The way you know exactly where your camera is without looking. You didn't think about any of that. Your brain just did it. That's a habit loop, and it took years to build. Researcher B.J. Fogg studied how habits form and how hard they are to break. The more you repeat a behavior, the more automatic it becomes. Switching to a new phone doesn't just mean learning new features. It means unlearning thousands of tiny automatic actions. And for a while, everything feels clunky, frustrating, wrong. Your brain reads that frustration as this phone is bad, even when it's just new. So people go back, or they never switch at all. So the truth is, iPhone loyalty has almost nothing to do with iPhones. It's about identity, loss, belonging, status, ego protection, and habits your brain built over years without you even noticing. Apple didn't just build a great product, they built a psychological ecosystem. And once you're inside it, leaving feels unnatural, scary, and unnecessary. So the next time someone asks why you'll never leave your iPhone, now you know the real answer. It's not in the specs, it's in your head. If this video made you think, drop a comment below. Are you an iPhone or Android user? And honestly, does any of this explain why? Subscribe if you want more videos like this. New one coming soon.